Welcome back, everyone, to another episode on the Let's Trot Show, where we dive deep into the stories of successful individuals. For today's episode, I'll be sitting down with one of the most damaging ball runners in the NRL and proud Novocastrian in Bradman Best. Almost impossible to stop one-on-one, Brad has established himself as one of the most physical centres in the game. Passionate as they come, Bradman had a dream debut for the Blues last year, scoring 3 tries, and how can we forget that Origin try in this year's Origin decider up in Suncorp? Origin just seems to agree with him. Today we'll talk about his career so far, life away from footy, and everything in between. Sit back and enjoy.
The media talk, as you know, but yeah, I set the
everyone.
record straight, and yeah, while everyone thought I was partying, I was doing business. So
I went in a bit of a deep dive on your Insta. The one photo that I want to highlight is, wow. Like, look at that. Like, look at that.
the lighting, bro, does it all for me,
The shades, the great white. I love it, mate. I love it.
Bro.
Katapong, if everyone's wondering who I'm referring to. He got, brought up about turning his back on the kangaroo jumper.
For him to say no, I think it shows a lot who he is, and I back KP all day.
So for your cousin's birthday, you decided to help blow balloons, but ended up getting your lips stuck in a canister. Can you run me through it? How's things, brother?
No, good, brother, good. Life's good.
What have you been up to?
Off season now, so still been training here and there, but just cruising, relaxing, enjoying my time off.
What was the issue with your hamstring during the year? Was it like a muscle tear, or was it for the muscle or the tendon?
Yeah, so, bro, up and down year, did my left one twice. The first one was muscle, and then did the tendon. That was the game after Origin.
Yep.
And then come back from that, and then little twinge in this one was just muscle.
Yeah, Nalish is actually a good mate of mine, so I'm just going to say what he was saying off air. It was absolutely knifing you, Nalish, if you're watching. But
Yeah, I did message Les, told him that I was coming on here today. So.
that's who you messaged. I was trying to fish where you got some dirt on me. I was like a bit paranoid because you're there with Gags, you're with Frizz.
With all the
To be
boys.
honest, I actually called Frizz and I got a bit of dirt on you. So
Of course,
can't
Frizz,
wait.
bro.
We'll get to that
Yeah,
later in the
sweet.
show. We'll get to that later in the show. Listen, I got a confession as well. I went in a bit of a deep dive on your Insta,
Here we
and
go.
and you know what? I just wanted to kind of like fish and see what I'm working with here. And mate, can I say, was I impressed? There was a few photos where I have to
Here
bring
we
up.
go.
I just have to bring it up, and everyone that's watching, please jump on Brad's socials. And the one photo that I want to highlight is, wow. Like, look at that. Like, look at that. I'm all for a shirt off photo. And can you just run me through what was going on this day?
The lighting, bro, does it all for me,
The shades, the great white. I love it, mate. I love it.
Bro.
But what was this? Was this a photo shoot or something?
Yeah, so that gym I got hooked up from a company in Newcastle. So
Oh, good.
the deal was to just promote it a bit, and I got Greggy Marju behind the camera there, and
Is that who took the photos?
Greggy is mad, bro. He knows how to take photos. So
Yeah?
told Greggy to come in and take a few photos and that.
It's the age for it. It's the age for it. You obviously keep pretty fit. Did I read somewhere that you have like a $50,000 gym set up or something?
Yeah, love keeping fit. Obviously, it's our job and professionals, and if I can't go a day, like I have to keep training. So just keep my mind healthy, and love training.
Do you even train throughout the off season? Like you don't get away, just kind of switch off, don't do anything. Like you like to keep going.
Yeah, like if I go holidays, have to find a gym or find somewhere with a gym or some sort. I'll just go for a road run or something like that.
Yeah, because not many players that do that in particular because, off season, I know there was a few times where I'll just, continue to train, but I felt like I come into preseason a bit flat mentally as well.
Yeah.
Do you get that? You get any of that?
Sometimes,
symptoms?
sometimes I know that energy's low and I need to have a little rest, reset. So, but usually I'm all right. Usually I just love training, like doing everything. So,
Yeah, nice. You got any plans in the off season? What are you going to do?
no plans. Might try head over to Bali. I love Bali. Always Bali. So, no plans at the moment. I've got fam up in Brizzy, so probably go up there. Might spend some time in the GC. So,
Man, I've only been to Bali once, believe it or not. I'm actually hanging to go back. It's changed so much since 2017.
yeah, you need to go back.
Where was you? Got a Bali in Villa, don't you?
Yeah, I got a villa over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty mad.
Talk to me about that. How did you get a villa in Bali?
Yeah, so me and my best mate Mark, bro, we always go to coffee every morning in Nui. We're like, bro, we need to do something together, something mad. Like put our heads together, and we're like, somehow we just like, we love Bali.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's go get a villa in Bali. Had no idea how we were gonna do it. no idea. We're like, oh, and then he was like, oh, my best mate's dad runs a business over there. It's called Maui's. He owns like this. It's like a villa. It's got a cafe there.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, let's go over there and talk to him. I'm like, sweet. Went over there, and then we're like, oh, we still don't know how we're going to buy a villa. Anyway, we got talking. He introduced us to this bloke, and this bloke was like, he was a European lad that owned this villa, and he said, oh, what he's looking to do? We're like, oh, we want to buy a villa. He said, oh, I'll sell this to you, and you can have it.
What? That easy?
And we're like, what? Yeah, that easy. And we're like, you got to go. It's off of a different island, but so
Okay.
you got to get a boat or a fast boat. You can fly there as well. It's called Gillier. So we're like, all right, sweet, we'll go suss it. Went over there, and he was like, yeah, if you want it, you can buy it. And I'm like, what do you mean? So he was talking to it, and then we were like, on the flight home, we're like, do you want to do it? And we're like, yeah, we set out to do it, let's do it. So we told him, yep. And then we're just talking via WhatsApp. We just had to keep sending money. It was pretty risky, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you
massive
don't know
risk.
this guy from a bar soap, and
Exactly
you decide
right.
to take this plunge.
Exactly right. And risk versus reward, we're just like, let's do it. Throw a hat in the ring, and yeah, took it on, and yeah, it's going pretty good now, so we're happy.
That's unreal. And how do you generate business? Like, is it from more like an Airbnb?
Yeah, it's on Airbnb and booking.com, so it's just running over there, and it's pretty mad. So my mum, I pay her to, manage it and do all that, so it's pretty mad.
How good's that? So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm actually looking forward to going back to Bali, so I might have to give you a call and you have to share those details.
Yeah,
We'll talk
bro.
about that later. Tell me, I just saw your teammate Daniel Saifidi heading off the Dolphins. What was the reaction like for you?
Massive loss.
Yeah.
Coming through, I grew up on the Central Coast, and so did he. And sort of when I was coming up, I knew all the South brothers, and he looked after me and sort of paved the way for all us younger lads. And he's been a massive part of this club and what he's done for the club. So it sucks, but I'm happy for him and his fam, and I wish him all the best. But yeah, it's a massive loss.
Love that, yeah. Because I was going to ask you later in the show, but I'll ask you now. Who are you closest with out of your teammates within Newcastle?
Yeah, there's a few. There's the Safs,
Of course.
Adsy Elliott, Gags, Frizz, Croaks.
Oh wow.
There's a good crew. Dill Lucas. There's a good crew that KP's in there. So all the boys are good, but there's such a good bunch of lads. But yeah, there's a good ones that I'm closer with.
Yeah, Tyson did say you're one of the most favoured teammates in the
Frizz,
team.
bro, Frizz.
I love that. Brother, Shoe Grab, I know you're one of their loyal customers, and I appreciate you coming on the show today. So on a side of appreciation, we got you a pair of kicks, brother, if you want to just dive in there and take them out.
Brother, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you very much for coming today. And sorry again for keeping you waiting for ages, bro.
Right. Just next time get a watch, eh?
Yeah, I'll wear one.
they're
Metcons,
mad.
how good.
Mad, bro.
Bro, they're the trendiest shoe at the
Trendy
moment.
now, eh?
What do you wear?
Yeah, love that. I'm with Asics, but I love Nike, bro.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Nike. So.
Well, hopefully that's
No,
the
thank
same
you, my
watching.
brother.
No, thank you.
appreciate that, bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
That's mad.
I can see you being a TN kind of guy.
Massive TN guy, bro. Massive.
Do you go to like any of those festivals? I feel like hardstyle's your thing, eh?
Yeah, growing up I did, bro.
Did ya?
Yeah, bro. Growing up, bro. Used to love it.
Can you do a dubstep?
Yeah.
Can you really?
Get
into it after the show, yes.
The boys throw it on for a joke. It used to be a thing growing up because I was like, oh, look at this little lad. Like, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd put this song on and I'd just do it for the boys. It's old now. I don't really do it because it's
Yeah.
old fashioned, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not your fault. You're more classy.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about like obviously your early life and your beginnings, particularly in rugby league. You had a pretty successful lower grade career. Obviously, 16s, 18s, New South Wales. You got picked in Kangaroos selection as well. Oh, actually, another photo that I come across as well. Your profile pic with New South Wales, which we will obviously which we'll bring up and
bad photo.
Can we just have a
Bad
look at zoom in on that? Like, can you, bro? Who's done that haircut?
bro. That's bad.
I'm just going to throw him under the bus. Frizz sent me that.
Of course.
Tell me about that haircut firstly. What was doing?
Bro, I don't even know. Obviously, just being young, dumb, just young lad. Just I don't even know how it come about. Obviously, I was at one of the boys' house and I was like, bro, let's just shave my head. And then I think as I was doing it, we're like, oh, do the Mr. T, leave the thing in there. I was like, nah. And then I remember that we left it. They put the slit in my eyebrow. then I was like, oh, I'm just going to have to wait for it to grow out. And then I had all these things like photos for like young New South Wales teams and yeah, just made myself look like an idiot.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. It's the entertainment we need in football teams. Rugby league obviously runs in your veins. Your old man played for Manly Sea Eagles and London Broncos. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Did you get a chance to watch him growing up at all? Were you too young?
Nah, I was too young. So I got to watch him play, local first grade for Woi Woi. But obviously growing up, rugby league, massive part of my life. And obviously, Dad was sort of my hero growing up, so sort of wanted to just follow in his footsteps.
That's
and
cool, man.
Yeah, that's sort of the story and how that went.
Did you have any other idols besides your dad growing up playing rugby league?
Obviously watching rugby league, I love GI. He was
as well.
Yeah, so he that sort of related to me, but probably just my dad, and it wasn't probably because of footy. It was more because of the family man and hard working man he was, and that's probably why he was my hero. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know. I'm sure you know actually the history of the Newcastle Knights and the amazing backs that have come through.
Yeah,
the
crazy.
Gidleys, Adam McDougall. There's a bit of Adam McDougall about you. Strong, physical, big quads. But I'm gonna guess you don't rub Decker rub and talk to you. Have you heard that story?
Yeah, bro. He was mad, I reckon.
Well, he's
Mad
the mad
dog.
dog.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Is he someone that kind of motivated you as well, coming as in a centre and obviously playing for the Newcastle Knights?
Yeah, obviously there's such rich history there at the club, and obviously there was Mad Dog who's come in and done a few speak-ins and trainings. Tamana Tahu,
Of course. Don't forget about him.
Crazy how much history and players come through this club, and some special outside backs. So for sure, and now we got Gags here as well. Who was once at the club and someone who I look up to now as a player in person. So, we just want to keep that alive.
And you had a very rapid rise to first grade. You debuted as an 18-year-old, correct?
Yeah.
Like you obviously ticked so many boxes. Like I said, New South Wales 16s, 18s, the Kangaroos, junior Kangaroos. Did you feel like it was all happening too fast, or do you believe you were ready at 18?
Yes and no. Like crazy. I remember coming through the ranks. Played 20s for the Knights, and then a few weeks later I was playing, Cup, and then a few weeks later I was making my debut for NRL.
That's wild, man.
Bang, 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 all in the 1 year, and the boys at such a young age, the boys definitely did get around me, and probably didn't have that belief in myself at that age that I was ready. Always a dream and always a goal, but once I played, and I was like cracked it. I was like, all right, this is pretty mad. I get to live out my dream. And then the next week come and scored my first try, and that's when I thought, nah, I think I'm ready. And I just loved it from then on.
Who did you support growing up, if you don't want to ask him?
Manly.
You were man. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I was born in Manly because Dad was here at the time.
Of course.
So, it was all Manly. Everyone was Manly, straight Manly fans in my family, so they sort of brainwashed me into being Manly.
That's unfortunate. But obviously, playing the Central Coast, is that in the junior system for the Newcastle catchment, or is that because I feel like Central Coast has an affiliation with the Roosters as well?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so coming up, there was obviously Manly. There was obviously a few teams chasing me, but Central Coast. I had the Roosters because the Central Coast Roosters was like a rep team, and Roosters were feeder to them. So. There was a few clubs chasing me, and it was sort of out of Manly, Roosters, or Knights who I was really going to go with, and just fell in the hands of the Knights, and there you go.
The rest is history. The second youngest player to ever debut for the Newcastle Knights. I think the first one was the youngest ever player was Owen Craigie.
Owen Craigie, it was. Yeah.
That's wild. That is unbelievable.
Crazy.
Tell me how you got told about your debut.
So Nathan Brown was the coach at the time.
Brownie, yep.
I remember just finishing a game for 20s, obviously played all right, and I remember walking into training and everyone was like, oh, I think you're going to play because Tau Moga, I think, was got injured. I think he hurt his hamstring or something. Yeah. And I remember during the week, I was just going about the week, and then Tau said, nah, I'm not playing. He was like, you want to play? I was like, no. And then the boys, we had this team meeting and we left, and then Brownie called me into his office, and like Big Clem was at the door going, go in. And I was like walking in, and Brownie was just like, you ready to play this week? I was like, oh, what are you talking about? He's go, I'm going to put you in, you're going to debut. And I was like, wow, no way. And he told me, and then walked out, and Clem, a few of the boys, Saf was like, go ring your dad, bro. Tell your family, go for a walk, tell them. And the boys were just so happy. And I remember, calling dad, and I was like, Dad, I'm playing. He goes, yeah, Nathan already told me. Because Brownie obviously knew my dad from back in the day somehow.
Oh, of course.
So
yes.
Brownie told my dad if it was all good, if I was able to play, and Dad was just like, yeah, pick him. I remember telling my dad, and Dad was happy as, and then told Mum, and Mum had emotions, and I was all happy tears. It was good.
Yeah, I think I met you personally for the first time last year at the Daily M's. You brought your mum.
Yeah.
Which was obviously a great night for you both. The first time I noticed you playing wise, I think it was the 2020 year, and we're playing out in Campbelltown during COVID, no fans.
Yeah.
You were playing on the opposite side, but you scored 2 tries against us that day. I was like, the first time I was like, who the hell is this bloke? Like, fuck, he's absolutely tearing us apart, this kid. And that was a crack of a game. Like, I thought there was one time that you almost beat us. I was like, oh no. And then ended up being a draw, which was not doesn't come often.
Yeah, that was crazy, that game.
You reckon that which year do you reckon was your breakout? 2020 or more so like later than that?
Yeah, I think 2020. I think that year after my debut, 2020 was definitely where I think I put my name out there and got onto the scene, and then it was sort of up and down, a bit of roller coaster through injury, and that was I think that was definitely my breakout year.
It's funny you say that, because sometimes when players debut, obviously we all know it, the second year syndrome, right? It's a funny thing, rugby league. I don't know what it is. I think there's elements of like some players, getting a bit carried away with themselves in their debut. They go kill it, kind of cut a few corners here,
100%.
Drop their standards, and then everyone knows who they are now. You know what I mean? Like they preview them, they know your strengths, your right arm carry, left arm carry, right foot step, whatever it is, but you're absolutely previewed. And no, you've done pretty well that 2020 year. I remember it pretty well. I want to ask you, I remember as well one thing. You went to speaking of Bali before, you went to Bali, I think, what year was it? Was it 22? And you absolutely got hammered by the media.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, bro.
What was I thought that was a bit of overreaction. And I think you've lost the week before the bye.
We got pumped by Para.
That's the one.
We got pumped by Para.
That's the one. And people were like rubbishing us for like taking a week off to get away from footy, to kind of freshen up. You going to Bali, which was apparently a party trip, but you settled you set the record straight, didn't you?
Yeah. That was actually when I was doing business and sorting the villa. So we got pumped by Para, and coach earlier in the year said this is the bye week where you get the full week off.
Yeah.
And it just happened to fall in place, and I was like, I was already going to Bali, so shot over to Bali, and the media made out like it was the whole team were there partying, doing the wrong thing. I was literally there by myself with my best mate, my business partner, who doesn't even play footy. So the media talk, as you know, but I set the record straight, and while everyone thought I was partying, I was doing business. So
because you're also doing you were helping a family out.
Yeah, and I was helping. So this young lad, when I first went over when I was young, his name's Jockey. And this is this young lad who's over there. He's got nothing. And when me and the boys went on a trip away, he was like picking us up and taking us to spots to go, like day clubs and whatever us boys were doing. He was there to help us out. And then I went back there, and then he said he was struggling. I said, "Oh, what's wrong?" And he said, "Oh, I've got no money to do this and that." So I was like, "Brother, take me to your village. I'll help you out." So I started giving him some money and looking at his village and, helping him build this thing now, which is all good now. So, it's all good.
You don't realise how lucky we got it here, eh?
Oh, 100%, bro. We got it so good. So grateful, for this country that grew up in and lived in.
Best country in the world, in my opinion.
100%.
I remember, as well, when you were talking to the media, they were questioning you around going to Bali, and then you dropped, I went to go help this guy and his family, build his house. And they're like,
and they had nothing to say.
Everyone just, it was enough of that. And you were the only one out of the whole squad that went to Bali.
Only one. I was the only one that went.
That was so weird. That was really weird.
Bizarre, bro.
Really weird. 2023, massive year for you, for so many reasons. Obviously scoring 3 unbelievable tries in that game for an Origin game. It's pretty obvious that Origin suits you. I've always been a fan of you every single time you put on the sky blue jumper, and not only that, but playing the 16s and the 18s, you know what it means to play for New South Wales, and man, you showed it. What was that feeling like for you?
But obviously, growing up, as a kid playing rugby league, that's the pinnacle of rugby league, and I knew I sort of belonged on that stage, and I just wanted to go prove it to everyone. So, sort of had a chip on my shoulder, and I knew that game was a dead rubber, but you know, for me it was just so much more. And you know, having my family there and putting that blue jersey on and running out, I got to actually run out with JSAF, which was a pretty mad moment. And then yeah, obviously how the game panned out and everything that happened. Yeah, I just loved it.
Dream come true, man.
Massively dream come true.
How did you get the call? I'm curious.
So we versed Bulldogs, and we beat them. And then I remember everyone on the bus and the coach was like, "You might expect a call," rah, rah, rah. And I was like, "Yeah, all good." I remember that night I had 2 missed phone calls, and I don't answer phones that I don't know, like no numbers. I don't answer them. Hate it.
Me too.
So then the next day, I had a missed phone call again from the same number. I was like, "Who is this? Like, what's going on?" And then went and grabbed the coffee. Usually I go do like a bit of recovery, jumped in the ocean, come back. Had another missed call. I was like, "Oh, if he rings, I'll answer it." And I was on my way home and he rings me and it was Freddie and he goes, "Bradman." I said, "Yes, who's this?" He goes, "It's Freddie." And he said, "You good to go?" He goes, "I'm picking you." I said, "No way." He goes, "Yeah, you're in." He goes, "You're going to make your State of Origin debut." I just said, "Wow, no way."
This conversation just sounds so natural, like you guys have spoken before.
Yeah. Well, he was my 16s Origin coach. So, yeah, we've had a bit of history there. He gave me that opportunity as a 16, as a young fella. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy how, you know, 16s, he was coaching me and then make my debut and, you know, he's the Origin coach.
How do you describe Freddie Fittler as a coach?
He's interesting. He's different. He does things his own way, but, you know, everyone's different. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it is what it is.
And let's talk about this year's Origin series, please. Like, again, you get back in the sky blue jumper. Did you think that after getting injured, because I think you were injured during the selection process, did you think that you kind of missed an opportunity of being injured, like coming back into the squad? Was that playing in the back of your mind?
Yeah, bro, massively.
Yeah.
You know, because we versed the Raiders, and during that game, I was carrying the hamstring injury, and I could feel it, you know, all week, all game, and you know, I was just telling myself, I just need to get through this game because if I get through, hopefully, I'm a chance of playing Origin. So that was my mindset. Got through the game, and then I was nervous because I was like, got a bit worse, but I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at managing injuries. I know how to, you know, get through. And then I remember, you know, Madge telling me I'm in, and I was just over the moon. And then the next morning, the Knights physios, they didn't want me to, you know, go. They were like, no, they're like, oh, you need to get a scan. I was like, no, I don't want to get a scan. I was like, it'll be all good. They said, oh, Blues physios want to get a scan. I was like, all right, sweet, do that. When I got a scan, I was like, a little tear there.
Grade 1?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, a bit worried. I was like, I got 10 days, but I was like, I'll be right. And then the physios and Madge was unreal. He was like, you got till Saturday to get it right with the physios. He goes, that's our big sesh. And I remember all week I was stressing. I was like, oh, I can feel it, like it's not good. And I was lying to the physios. I was like, nah, I can't feel it. All good. I can do this exercise. I can do that. And then, you know, obviously coming through and I was just doing everything I could. And I remember getting to Saturday and it felt good. I couldn't feel it. And then my head just turned and I was like, yeah, I'm good to go. I know I'll be right. I'll be ready. And I was a bit nervous because I like to train how I play. I like to get my preparation
I can see that.
Earlier in the week and then just rest when it comes closer to the game. And I remember not being able to train with the boys and I was like, I want to be out there training, like a new team, need to get in touch with Romy, need to throw the ball around, build connections, do all that. So I was starting to stress out a bit. But the boys were mad. They were all good energy, like throughout the whole camp. Like they weren't fussed that I wasn't training. But then when it comes to Saturday and I got through and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And I'm made for this. I'm built for it.
That's unbelievable, man. That was unbelievable. Like, that game 3 as well, like the pressure that come into that game, like not only from journalists, pundits, you know, going up there in Suncorp, in the Cauldron on an Origin decider, like the chances didn't really bowl well for us at the time. Did any of that pressure affect you in any way going up there? Or do you kind of really
I enjoyed it.
You you sink your teeth in it.
Yeah, I actually, you know, the more pressure I think, you know, it's a chance to be better and rise and it shows who you really are. So we spoke about that all week as a team too. Like we get to go up there and do something special as a team and, you know, change the narrative. So yeah, it was unreal having all that to go up there and beat them up there. And the game was crazy. Like the start was so fast.
It was the most physical game I've ever seen. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then we just knew like there was something special and there was still spin out. There was no tries for I don't know, for however long. Like,
Yeah.
it was just back and
Second
forth,
half.
arm wrestle.
You were the first try. You opened up the scoring.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It was like, oh, yeah, it was just an absolute war of attrition. Like, it was an absolute grind. Like I said about the physicality, they call you Brick for a reason, and I'm going to assume that it's because you're solid and stocky. Could you feel the hits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hectic. It was crazy out there. It was mad. Even like the crowd obviously packed out. Like, it was crazy. It was unreal.
I want to take you back to the moment you scored. Like, in the moment, like, you're pumped full of adrenaline, you know, roaming off a scrapped ball.
Yeah.
Little dummy goes through, and like the way you sprinted onto that ball, like you wouldn't think that you had any hamstring problems ever, and it was a bit of a bobble as well. So
Yeah.
you did it the hard way,
Yeah.
and on top of that, Gags was all over you, and you still scored that try. Like I think you were in a bit of shock after that. Is that?
Yeah, I was in like disbelief sort of. Like I remember just enough and play, and I was like 10 meters back and seeing Romy just do his thing, and I was like, I need to get there. And I remember just sprinting. I thought I fumbled the bag. I was like, oh, I'm gonna drop it here, and then bobbled it, caught it, and then obviously scored. But yeah, I was crazy. I was that fired up after it. I was that G'd up with the boys, and it was mad.
I can see you got a scar here too. Was that was from the game,
Yeah, that was
wasn't it?
from the
Massive
game.
gash.
Yeah, massive cut on my lip.
How did you do that?
I think it was Selwyn Cobbo's head or elbow, or even might have been friendly fire from Bizzo. I remember. It was either one of them.
You know, getting stitched like around the lips or eyebrow, worse.
Hurts, stings.
You know what kills me, right? When they're putting the local in, like it's not around the spot;
It's right
it's
there.
right in
It's
the
actually
guts
in
of
there.
the open
It's
wound.
straight in there.
I remember I split my eyebrow against Canberra. I'll never forget it, man. Like my eyebrow was fully wide open like that. And how many stitches did I get? Probably 13 or something. And I'm sitting there under the light waiting to hurry up. I'm just biting down on my teeth, on my mouth guard, and the needle just right into the gash. Oh, bro.
It's tough, bro.
Yuck, eh?
Hurts.
What do we do this to ourselves?
Crazy.
You obviously marked up against Gags as well, who was your partner in the centres at Newcastle. Was that weird at all or awkward?
Yeah, it was real weird because I've never sort of experienced something like that. And
Like you oppose each other
obviously-
at training.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's not
like,
personal
it's
like
not
it is
personal.
in Origin.
Like, we tell each other at training, obviously be the best. You know, we go hard out at each other, but obviously in a game, it's so different. I remember, our Madge and Cardi, like our coaches and that, coming up to me going, Gag's best. What do you need to do? What do you need to do this year? And it was just weird. I remember earlier in the week going to bed, and when I found out I was coming up against Gags, I was like, it's real weird. Like I was going to bed thinking about Gags. I was like, this is bizarre. And then obviously, come to the game, I was fired up, and so it was a pretty humbling experience actually to go up, a veteran of the game and what he's done for the sport. And
In Origin,
Origin Gags is
Different beast.
different beast. He's on another level. So it sort of brought the best out of me as well. So which I loved. And then obviously after the game, it was mad feeling just to shake him up and just say hello and have a yarn with him. It was mad experience.
That's unreal. Like you're coming up against one of the vets in the
Yes.
centres in Gags, and then on the opposite side, in your team, you've got Critter, who's probably one of the best defensive centres in the game, most
100%.
consistent. Did you guys kind of like share with each other tips on how to play, and like did you kind of bounce off each other?
Yeah, Critter did for sure. Critter was obviously coming up to me and when we were training and stuff, and just backing me and telling me little things here and there. And I love Critter. I've got so much respect for him, what he's done, and Critter was mad during camp.
I see you've got your taste in Origin now. What other goals you got in mind for yourself?
Obviously, I want to put that green and gold jersey on, represent country. That's a massive goal. And then just to be consistent and just, own that Blues jersey every chance I get, just to be better and, leave a legacy. I know the club, like what we spoke about, there's rich history here, and I want to sort of cement myself in history here at the Knights.
You speak about legacy, particularly at such a young age, man, and which is pretty cool to hear from you. Not many players your age really talk about legacy. Has that been something you think about, like to kind of carve out for yourself in your career?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously coming up at a young age, probably the first few years it was just not happy to be here, but like obviously tick that goal. But now it's like, that legacy I want to leave behind, and I want to be the best, and yeah, I'm going to strive for that every day.
I love that, man. I love that. Speaking of the green and gold, your mate last week was in the headlines for Catapong. If everyone's wondering who I'm referring to, he got brought up about turning his back on the kangaroo jumper and how disrespectful it was, and he didn't do the right thing about it. Like, what was your reaction? Obviously, as a teammate, he put your club first. How did you see? Did you find it disrespectful what he was doing, or did you admire what he did?
Nah, he's his own person. Like, I admire KP a lot, and I think everyone as a footy player can understand about a big year. He's the captain of the club, and all he's chasing is a premiership. So for him to say no, I think it shows a lot who he is, and I back KP all day. So he just wants to win a comp and put his club first, which I love that, and that's what I want to chase with him. We want to win a comp, but yeah, for him it wasn't anything personal to Mal or Australia. Like, obviously, I think he'd love to play in the green and gold, but it's just he's his own person, and I guess timing for him isn't right now.
How dare he prioritise the club that invested millions of dollars in him?
Exactly
that
right.
All the blood, sweat, and tears in the pre-seasons with his teammates. No, how dare he prioritise them?
100%.
I was fortunate enough to play in the green and gold. It is the hugest honour in my career. But I think just the process of it. I think people saying Kalen should have called Mal. Like, I don't think he should have done that. I think the club should have called Mal. I think the timing of it was a bit wrong, but. End of the day, I don't find it disrespectful. I think it was a bit way over the top.
Way over the top.
It was
Obviously
overkill.
That's what the media do, but yeah, like KP's KP. Like, he's going to do his own thing at the end of the day, and I think he could have, I guess, handled it better. But Australia, I think if they should have reached out to him. Like, I don't know, it goes both ways, but yeah, KP made his decision, and
doesn't apply.
I think he's backflipped now. I think there's. I don't even know what's going on.
I think it's a more of a move of like
a respect, mutual respect.
But I think like don't pick me, but I'm up for selection kind of thing. If that makes sense. Ultimately, I think Caden's shown his cards. He wants to obviously invest in himself and the Newcastle Knights going forward. And man, I don't begrudge him for doing that. It's a long season.
100%.
Exactly, as a teammate, you'd love that. Like, it's a long
100%.
season. He hasn't had the most consistent seasons in the last few years, with the concussions and the injuries.
100%.
He's coming back from a Liz Frank. Like, the guy needs a rest, man. Like,
he's putting himself first, which I can only respect as a man and as a person, and he's his own person.
100%. What's he like as a teammate? I'm curious to know.
Nah, he's mad. He's a bit different. Always tell him he's a bit different. He's a bit weird, but he's mad. He's good to have around, good to have in the locker rooms. He's good.
I love that. All right, next question I got for you. I actually looked this up, and I noticed that you learned a bit about yourself just not long before you got selected for the New South Wales jumper last year, that you're a proud Indigenous man. You got the heritage and the blood running through your veins. How did you find that out?
Yeah, crazy, bro. So obviously always had an inkling.
Did ya?
Yeah, always. Growing up, always around black fellas, and just always thought it. So did my mum, dad, and obviously couldn't come out and you can't just say, I'm Aboriginal. There's a process to it and stuff like that. So it was actually weird, bro. My manager, Wok, shout out to Black Money, he's done a lot for me, but he was helping me go down that route. He wasn't my manager at the time, but he was just helping me. And then the Kirinari Hostel, there's a hostel in Newcastle that's actually just for Indigenous kids who have come from near and far, who they're just kids that, troubled kids, or their mum, dad aren't in their lives anymore. So I went there, and Lieta and Jade Porter, their names are, they sort of helped me start digging, process my family tree. And I rang my mum, and she had some photos of my nana and her mum, great, and then the family tree. And they said, look here, that literally we're standing there, and they're like, I'm Tinker Man, I'm proud Kamilaroi man. And then they got the photos up, and it's crazy. I'm related to Blacklocks. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Nathan Blacklock, so he's my uncle. So we're going down this route, and yeah, once I found that out, it was sort of missing piece of the puzzle that, it all connected. And I'm a proud Indigenous man. I love learning more about my culture and all of that. It's been unreal.
Because you're really diving deep into it now, aren't you?
Yeah, really diving deep. I've been, with Latrell and doing more cultural stuff and all of that stuff. And now that my manager's helped me out, it's been unreal, I can't wait.
Didn't Foxy as well help you out as well?
Yeah, Foxy was helping me massively. Origin 2023, him and Code, been on the same side, all left edge. was pretty special. And I remember
mad.
when I scored one of that try, I turned around and Fox was doing the shake leg. And he told me, he was like, bro, be proud, be who you are. And I remember, doing the shake leg on the biggest stage. It was pretty special.
Man, that gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
So you say you kind of had a feeling, like I know you hung around with like your mates and you kind of were gravitated towards the culture in the first place, but deep down, like there must have been something telling you that you had some indigenous culture in you. Like, can you point the finger at it all, or was it until someone actually told you?
Well, yeah, like growing up, I used to always just think I fit in. I was always fitting in with everyone, but like I'd always gravitate towards the black fellas, the Maori, everyone that was, had a story. And I remember just thinking, like, I always used to tell myself, like, I know I am, but
Wow.
I just obviously didn't want to say it in case I didn't have the answers. I didn't want to look like an idiot, So started digging deeper into it, and I remember Mum saying that, Nan was one of 10.
Oh, wow.
And like one of 10, and she never spoke about it and didn't want to speak about it. It was because she was, from the stolen generation.
Oh, my God.
So then that's why we're like, wow, it's all making sense coming back. And I remember, when we were all going through it as a family, we were like, wow, this is crazy. We want to find out more. We want to go out to Tinga where we're from. And, I was literally speaking to a proud Aboriginal man last night, and because the knockout's coming up.
Are you playing?
No, I'm going, but I'm not going to play. I'm just because of the year I had, and obviously being in an Aussie squad, I don't want to risk anything. And
Who would you represent, Woy?
representing the Yowies. So
Is Woy there?
nah, we're always not there. There's Central Coast, so there's I think they're called the Darkinjung. There'll be a Darkinjung team. That's from the Central Coast mob, but
Yowies is Newcastle, right?
Yeah, Newcastle Yowies.
Will Smith
Yeah.
played for them?
Yeah. So
Brad Ty?
Brad Ty, yeah. There's a few big names there. So Newcastle Yowies. I was at training there last night, and we're actually looking through my family tree, and it's pretty crazy. I'm related to the Blacklocks, and a few of the mob that I'm playing with, or that I'm with the team there. We're finding out if I'm related to them too. So it's all pretty crazy.
Have you reached out to the Blacklocks by any chance?
I have, yeah. Nath went and come and watched me at Tamworth out at Tamworth when we versus the Tigers. So
What was that like?
Mad. It was mad. We've spoken on the phone, and he's spoken to my little brother as well, which is pretty mad. Like watching Nath play, like he was freak. Some of the things he was doing. So it's pretty cool, that I'm related to Nathan Blacklock.
It's very unique to have that sense of belonging, and it seems like you found it. So
Yeah, 100%.
I'm really happy for you, brother.
Thanks,
happy
brother.
for you. Off the field as well, do you have an interest in art? Is that true?
Nah.
Or what about body art?
Yeah, love the tough stickers. Love the stickers.
When was your first tat?
I was 17 in Bali. I just had a shin tat, just the shin.
Yeah.
And then obviously just loved it. And I remember showing mum and dad, and they were like just shaking their head.
I was gonna say they're not gonna approve that.
Shaking their head because I didn't tell them. I just said, "Oh, I'm coming home with a surprise." I remember getting that and walking in, and they just shook their head. Oh my God, no more.
Oh man,
And then a few years later, I'm basically covered.
Yeah, is it like not? I wouldn't say it's like an addiction, or are you obsessed with the tattoos, or do they have meanings behind it, or do you like just the artwork and the look? Like what is it? Because I don't got one tattoo on me, so I appreciate when someone else got tattoos. But I've always wondered, like, what do they have meanings?
Definitely have meanings. The some of them, like my first one, just I liked it, didn't have meaning. But now I'm getting older, and the more pieces I'm putting on me have more meanings and stuff like that. Like this here's my debut number for the Knights, 311. Banksia Street's the home I grew up in, and obviously I don't live there no more, but it's gone, family moved, so there is meaning to it. But some at the start were all just I liked it, but it is an addiction. I do like the pain of them. So
do you?
Yeah, that's why
it's weird. That's why I asked that, because I heard like people just love the needle and the pain.
Yeah, I love the pain of it, like sitting in there and just watching the needle go in and putting ink in there. I like the pain. It's an addiction, I reckon.
You scare me, bro.
Like they do hurt, but yeah, I enjoy it too.
Do you do numbing cream? I'm assuming.
Nah.
You're mad.
Yeah,
you're a mad man. I fucking love it. Also, I was gonna relate to that story about the tattoo, but this is completely different. I wanted to get my ear pierced, and I remember my parents were like, "No," like my old man in particular was very strict in that regard, and I kept on asking to the point where I ended up just got sent to my room, got flogged, and I was like, all right, fine. You want to play that game? So I went and got my mum's earring, and I literally just poked my ear on by myself. And whenever he asked me, I go, "Oh no, it's a magnet, it's a magnet." And then one day I was just sitting on the couch, and then like it was itching me, so I went to go take it out. And while we're talking, he's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "What?" And then I realised I went pale, and I'm like, "Oh, this?" I go, "It's just an earring. Don't worry about it." And I got full defensive, and he didn't care. My dad just go, "Oh, whatever." He just gave
Shake
up.
the head.
Yeah, the disappointed, shake the
Disappointed,
head.
eh?
And now I do it. Now I do it to my kids whenever they piss me off or upset me. Well, brother, very, very happy. I appreciate you again coming today. And our next segment, we've got a bit of fun.
Sweet, bro.
How's your chili intake?
Yeah, hate spice. Hate it.
Well, we was talking about shirtless photos. Like, I'm sure you'd appreciate this. You know, like you've got me on the cover of their like shirt.
Yeah, love that.
Well, bro, you won't have to have this if you answer all the questions honestly and truthfully. But if you don't want to answer it, you're more than welcome to try
Yeah, sweet.
one of my chips with sauce. All right. You got questions for me as well?
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to need that. You're not going to need that for now. No, drop that. All right. For
So this is from Frizz, yeah?
well, I don't know. I don't know. It could be from Gags. Could have been from the Lesh. I don't know.
Frizz,
Could have been from Adam O'Brien. We'll see.
oh.
Question one. So for your cousin's birthday, you decided to help blow balloons, but ended up getting your lips stuck in a canister. Can you run me through the aftermath of that, or is that true?
Repeat the question?
For your cousin's birthday, you decided to help blow balloons, but ended up getting your lips stuck in the canister.
Yeah, so true. So I thought being tough would solve it quicker. So blowing up balloons, they had the thing that blows them up. And then I was getting sick of it. So I grabbed it off him. I said, I'll do it quicker. But then I put my mouth on the balloon into the canister. And then as I took the balloon off, my mouth got stuck to the canister. And because it was heaps cold, it got stuck. And then when I was pulling it off, it left a massive like mark. It was the worst ever.
How does that even work?
I don't know, bro. It was bad.
Yeah,
It still scars me today.
I just got the most stuffed up image of you getting your mouth stuck on a canister blowing balloons.
Cold, like stuck.
Did it kill?
Killed. Because I was like, I'll just take it off. As I ripped it off, my lips were going with it. Took off skin and
Did
all.
it?
Yeah. Bad.
I just want to lick my lips after hearing that. Oh, that's crook.
It was bad, bro.
All right, you can return serve. Go on.
All right. So is it true?
Oh no, you've heard this.
No, I swear.
Okay.
This is what I've heard.
I knew you heard it from somewhere.
No, I don't know, bro. I'm just going to ask a question. So is it true you message wingers nowadays and give them tips on how to play?
It's not true.
Not true?
That is not true. Why? You got someone that told you that? You got
I don't know, bro. I'm just asking the question.
We got that told you that?
Everyone, well, no, not everyone. I've just heard. That's why I'm asking. Is it true?
Repeat the question.
Is it true you message wingers nowadays that play and give them tips on how to play because you think you're one of the greatest? Is it true you give them tips?
I don't know if I give them tips, but I message some wingers that are my mates. Yeah, I'm trying to know what you heard. Oh, you got me rattled here. I would say yes.
Yes.
But it's not like I feel like I'm the
greatest.
The greatest. No,
Yeah.
not at all. I just we just had a conversation. We'll
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Just keep in touch and talk about footy.
Yeah, sweet.
Who'd you hear that from? Oh, you got me wicked out now. Far out. Oh my god. All right, next question. On game day, why does everyone play Are You Smarter Than Bradman Best?
Oh, so like game day, how everyone does team walks or you go throw the footy around as a team.
Yeah.
So we used to do that or play the flinch game and
Yes,
whatnot.
yes.
And then it turned into a few years ago, we're like, let's do a spelling bee or let's do like a quiz. And because everyone thinks I'm the dumbest, they'd go, are you smarter than Bradman Best? And everyone would write the 10 questions and you'd have to answer them. And then it's only like this year it's become like we've done it like every week on away trips.
I love that.
And yeah, that would be from Frizz because Frizz thinks he's really smart, but me and him are actually on the same level. Well, Frizz is just as smart as me. If not, I'm actually smarter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to do a spelling bee with you too on the show.
So yeah, that's how that is. He's smarter than Bradman Best.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right, last question for me.
I'm trying to think. This one's why do you choose to be either Lebanese or Portuguese? Like, how does that work?
Oh my God, we gotta go. Frizz, 100% you spoke to. What? You spoke to Frizz. Just throw him under the bus now. Throw him under the bus. You spoke to Frizz, eh? You did, eh?
I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, bro.
Because we've had this conversation.
But how? Like, why do you pick and choose? Like, how's it work?
Well,
I just
why
want to
not?
understand.
Why not? I've got that luxury, so why not? You know. Why not?
Yes.
Nah, well, saying that, yeah, I know it's Frizz. Because you know why? Because I used to give him shit about being Tongan, Welsh,
Whale, everything.
Everything under the sun,
yeah.
Aussie. What else does he want to be? Yeah, so you spoke to Frizz, eh? Just be honest, you did.
I'm not
You're not a snitch. You're not a snitch. Just tell me.
No
No one's listening.
Tell you off the books, bro.
I hate you, Frizz. I hate you so much. Listen, that was great. That was fun, but there was no fun in that in terms of not having the chip. So let's have one together, yeah?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, if you got your lips stuck on a canister, blowing balloons, you get cop a chip with hot
I
sauce.
hate chili,
Let's go.
bro.
It's actually not bad, I swear. Yeah. There you go. I'll have one with you, brother. I'll have one with you. My mouth's tingling already. 3.
You got water?
Yeah,
Oh, I
right
got
next to
water.
you.
Yeah, sweet. All right, bro.
Cheers, brother. Hey,
Cheers, bro.
thank you for coming on the
Thank
show. Thank you for coming on the show. Woo! That's hot.
Ah, bruh.
Mate, you. Okay, so you obviously played with Critter in Origin, and from a centre to a centre, he's wrote you a little question in there for you to read out, brother, and answer.
Here we are. This will be good.
He didn't know you were coming in today. I might add that.
Bro, I hate spice.
I'm scared. I don't want to know. Is this directed at me again?
Bruh, he's spot on. Was Sauce 1 hour late to this podcast?
You're a liar. Show me that. Show me it. You're
you-
such a liar.
Swear.
Swear to God. Show me the.
So you're saying Critter didn't know I was coming on today?
Yeah, I swear to God.
You're always late, bruh.
But I wasn't late last week.
Critter, bruh. You
Hey,
know
look how
him
he
too
spelled
well.
sauce, but look how he spelled sauce. Look how he spelled sauce.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, but that's not the sauce I've been.
Bro, I need water.
Do you know what's scary? I was actually 1 hour late today. That's actually scary, bro. This bloke's psychic as well. That's actually
Any
not well.
professionalism?
That's actually, mate. I was stuck in traffic. We don't want to do it. It's grand final week. I did as much as I could.
GF week.
Well, yeah, yes to that answer, and we obviously kicked off the show with that. So I hate being late; it gives me anxiety. But brother, you can now write a question, any question you'd like for our next guest on the show. I'm not going to tell you who it is. That's the beauty of it. So dive into that, brother.
All right.
Any question you like. Could be anything. Could be funny. Could be deep. We've had some really cooked questions on this show, which I actually don't mind, but. Actually, I did mind one, but it's all right. we got around that one.
Bro, my mouth's burning.
So this question, where does it come from? What? Why this question?
I don't know why, bro. I just thought of it. I'm going to roll with it, you know?
Okay. Is it deep? Is it funny?
Oh, it's not too deep. Nah, it's not even deep.
Okay.
It's a bit of a joke, you know, a bit of banter.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we need more of that on this show. Have you done many podcasts?
Hardly any, bro. I think this is like I think I've done like 2.
Oh wow. sign it, seal it, and we'll get that shipped off for next week's episode, brother. How good?
Sweet, bro.
How good?
Done, bro.
Put it in.
Sweet.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, you know. That's the beauty of it.
My mouth's on fire. Bro.
Brother, you're the brick for a reason. You can cop anything.
Not spice. That's the one thing.
Who
I
gave
can't
you that nickname, by the way? The brick?
I don't actually know. I think it was. Bro, I put this on wrong. Kurt Mann, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. He had a mad year, Kurt.
Yeah, gun yeah.
He looks mad too. Is he mad?
Yeah, he's a bit tapped, that killer.
Is that his nickname?
Killer, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Let's chuck it on the table, bro.
Sweet, bro.
So you gonna be spending your time down in Sydney more often, or are you gonna go back to Newey?
No, I'll be in Sid. I'll probably bounce between the two. I got 2 dogs at home, so in Newey. Yeah.
What dogs you got?
English Staff and American Staffy.
I can say that.
I love them, bro. So
can do that.
got my 2 Stuffies, but yeah, I'll be bouncing in between Sid and Newey.
Whereabouts do you stay here in Sydney?
5 dock.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a mad
Do you know?
spot.
Do you know your?
No idea. I'm getting better, but 5 dock's a mad area. I like it.
Nice, bro. Well, if you need any tips for restaurants, cafes, you know, I got you covered, brother.
Sweet, bro.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, man. I had a laugh with ya. And best of luck in the off season, man, and
Thanks,
pre-season.
brother. No, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.